Well, hey there, you chuckleheads, and welcome to another edition of Frog Pants TV. I haven't done one of these little mini reviews in a while. I think the last time I did it was like for a comic book I was reading. Maybe it was my Fire TV. I don't remember. But I'm back, and I'm here to talk to you about something I just saw that I totally loved and couldn't wait to talk to you about. My second favorite movie of the year, in fact, tied for first place, sitting right next to Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier, is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Now, some might worry that this movie's full of monkeys, and that's no fun. Well, you'd be wrong on two counts. First of all, it's a lot of fun. Second of all, it's not monkeys, it's apes. Gosh dang it. Get it straight. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes follows up that last movie, which was called, what was it called, Carter? Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That's the one with the freak and the geek in it. What's his name there, that guy? Anyway, I really liked that movie. I thought it was best when it was mostly with the apes in it and not so good when the people were in it. And I'm here to report and thankful to report that this movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, has way less of the people problem, but a lot more of the good stuff you had with the apes in the first one. So the people parts, and there are parts with people, the people parts are good. They're interesting. They add to the story, I think. The ape parts are amazing, and they really add to the story and make for a very compelling movie on the whole. So you're asking yourselves, hey, Scott, what's so great about the Planet of the Apes, this reboot thing that we're looking at? You cannot say much about the movie without at least acknowledging that the technology on display here with the motion capture is pretty stunning and maybe the best you'll ever see or have seen up to this point. Avatar's cool, and it had its moment in the sun and everything, but that was 2009. We've come a long way. 6 years later, here we are. Wait, 6 years? 5 years later? Here we are with a brand new set of potential awesomeness when it comes to this technology, and Andy Serkis and many other actors who had their performances captured are doing grade A material here. Judy Greer, of all people, from she's Kitty on Arrested Development and a million other things. She's a voice on the Archer, that cartoon there, Archer on the FX network. She's in it. She plays this mom. Ape mom who has an ape baby. Anyway, I don't want to give too much away, and you'd never know it was her except she's in the credits, but I just think it's interesting the people that they cast in this thing, and they're all pretty amazing at what they do. But forget about all the technology. What the technology is doing is facilitating a storytelling that is really strong, and it is making it so these characters are more believable than ever. They're more sympathetic, in a lot of cases more sympathetic than their human counterparts. And that was true in the first movie, definitely true here. And just really strong performances captured and displayed in the form of CGI apes. And it's breathtaking how well this comes off in the movie. Moments of real emotion, like tugging at my heartstrings, like tugging it, right? You really feel for the plight of these apes. There's even a couple of moments where you're like, I really feel for the plight of the humans. That's the next thing I love about this movie. There's nothing simple about it. It is a complicated problem. Very few humans are left from this horrible... I don't know how much of this is spoilers, so you've been warned. Maybe I'll talk about things that matter if you haven't seen the first movie. But there was a disease that was born in a laboratory, and they call it the simian disease. But it was came out of this drug that they were making for the apes, for the animals themselves, that was supposed to be trials and tests to see if they could figure out a way to cure not autism, the thing I'm having right now, Alzheimer's. And it backfired, and it became a communicable, horrible thing, and it spread all over the planet through airplanes and people traveling and stuff. And before you know it, nearly the entire planet wiped out. Only a scattered few humans survive because they have some genetic immunity to the strain of that virus. Since then, Caesar, head ape, king of the apes, right, from the last movie, he's basically the king now of the apes, and he's got his big villagey thing there where he's sort of in charge of everything. There's a few of his buddies still with him that escaped with him out of the laboratories back in the day. This was 10 years previous. And he's kind of a nice leader, man. He's got them all working together, and no ape should kill another ape, and we need to work together and build a true society, and we haven't seen humans for years, so probably they're gone. But sure enough, some show up, and as always, there's some jerk in there that fires a gun when he shouldn't, and you know, there's a few tropes like that you kind of see coming a mile away. But the part I'm getting to, or the reason I'm bringing this up, the movie has a really, really great way of saying this would not be a simple process. This would be complicated. The relationships would be complicated. What seems like a good thing for somebody to do might turn out to be a bad thing. and the other side might be doing just as much good for their people, at least they think they are, and they're just kind of at odds. There's lots of lessons here about the clashing of cultures and nations and the differences between opinions and what maybe religions do. I mean, you can draw all kinds of comparisons, but I thought it was handled really well. It was not handled too simply or easily. They didn't just have a happy ending and everybody live. They made hard choices. They also made it very clear at the end that while in the moment you might find some common ground, there's a war that's going to happen whether people want it to or not, and that this is just the way things are, and they understand how complicated and not black and white this situation is. Pretty deep stuff for a movie about sentient apes, I thought. I loved it, man. I just had a ball, and I'm going to see it again, and I can't wait for other people to see it so I can talk to them about it. But I liked it enough to say, yeah, this is right up there with my favorite movies of the year, perhaps of the last couple of years. It's what summer blockbusters should be, not just flash in the pan freaking Transformers bullcrap, but actually something to think about, something to make you think, and something that kind of can touch you in special ways, but also make you feel like I had a really good time and ate a lot of popcorn. It hit on all those levels for me. So I'm going to recommend it. I give it 2 thumbs up, plus another part of me you can't see that's up right now. Anyway, go see it. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Not Rise, not Beneath, not... I don't remember the other ones. Attack of the Planet of the Apes, any of that stuff, right? Dawn. In theaters now. Totally worth your time. Thanks for hanging out. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, other movies, and other stuff, make sure you check out frogpants.com, as well as follow me on Twitter @ScottJohnson. See you next time.